Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am back with another video tutorial, and this time this is another post-it note holder video. But look at this beautiful designer series paper that I'm using. And look at this finished edge here. I'm going to show you how I did that. It's got a magnetic closure. It holds a pencil. And on the inside, I have a little calendar, a 2020 calendar. So I'm thinking that these would make some really cute craft fair sales items, or just some little gifts for your friends. And I'm calling these purse worthy because they're nice enough to put in your purse and kind of sturdy. I've made it so that it's a little bit more sturdy than just regular designer series paper, because I've doubled up on the sides. So let me show you how I did this. It's so easy. Okay, let's put these away. But anyway, I'm using the Brightly Gleaming designer series paper. I think I'm saying that right. They're just beautiful. I don't think I need to even put anything else on here because they look so sleek and pretty. So this is the one I'm going to use. This is the pattern that I'm going to use today. Look how shiny that is. It's copper foil, okay? And that's why I put that little strip of copper foil paper on here to go with that designer series paper. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is get out your scoreboard. And this piece measures 8.5 by 6 inches, so that you're going to get 2 out of a sheet of designer series paper. Okay, so I'm putting it with the short side up, and we are going to be scoring this at, make sure I got my notes right. We're scoring this at 1 3/8, okay? Make sure you're using the big ball. You don't want to use the small ball because that might actually tear your designer series paper. So that's 1 3/8, and I'm just going to turn it around 180 degrees and do it again at 1 3/8, okay? Now, I'm not putting my scoreboard away because I'm going to be bringing it out right after that. Look at the pattern on the other side is really pretty too. I'm just going to get out some snail adhesive, and I'm going to add some snail adhesive just to the edge on both of these sides because I'm folding it. That's how I get that finished edge on the sides. I'm going to fold this over like that and adhere that down. And now I've got this beautiful finished edge to make it a little sturdier. Okay, now I'm going to put this back on the edge here on the long side, and what we're going to do is we are going to score at 1 1/4. Okay, very gently score 1 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to score 1 1/2. And just be very gentle around those foiled pieces, those foiled areas. And then we're going to also score at 1 3/4. So we've got 1/4 inch between these score lines. Okay. And now we're going to come over here and score this at 5 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and score this at 5 3/8 of an inch. And so we have this 1/4 of an inch in between these two score lines here. Okay, now what you'll want to do is you also want to take these first 3 score lines that you make, fold it right down the middle of those 3 score lines, okay? You're going to put this back here against the edge of your scoreboard, and you're going to, with the small ball, you're going to make some tick marks at the 1 3/8, okay, and also at the 1 7/8, and that's so that you can make your little snips so that you can hold your little pencil here. So we're going to put, well, you know what, we might as well go ahead and score our little foil sheet. Now this foil sheet that I have measures 1 inch by 4 inches. We're not going to use quite 4 inches of it, but I like it to be a little bit longer. We're going to score it right down the middle at the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, let's be very careful. Let's make sure I got it scored nice and neatly. Okay, and we're going to just go ahead and fold that, and we're putting it away until we get ready to use it. So now we're done with our scoreboard. All right, now what we need to do is get out our paper snips. Okay, and where I made those 2 little tick marks, you're going to just go ahead and cut up. Now I'm not exactly sure if you're going to be able to see that. I'm just cutting up right into that other score line, but not beyond it. Okay, so just cut up right on that score line into the next score line, into this score line here, but not beyond it. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to take those 3, the middle line, and you're going to fold it the opposite way, and then you're going to take your finger and poke out. So it's going to look like this on the inside. I'm just going to go ahead and score that here, but it's going to look like, let me show you. It will look like, oh, I think if I fold this other score line, it'll be helpful. All right, now this is what it's going to look like on the outside. There it is. Okay, this is what you're going to have. Okay, but now on the inside, you're going to need to adhere these 2 flaps here to the back side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some parent tape, and you know me, I like to wear it as a bracelet. And I'm just going to apply some tear and tape on these 2 parts here. I'm going to cut that off with my little wooden block just to make sure that I get a straight edge. Now this is going to probably overlap. The tape is probably going to overlap after you take off that backer paper, but you can fold it in on itself. So let's get out take your pick tool, and let's remove this backer paper. And make sure that that backer paper is folded down nice and neatly. Okay, and now we can fold that down like that. Now you see how your pencil's going to fit in here? I'm using these little Ticonderoga Gulf pencils that you can get at Staples. Okay, it's a little bit long, but I suppose when you put it in your purse, you want to make sure that that point is not sticking out. Okay, all right, now let's go ahead and adhere our Post-it notes. Okay, we are going to find our little Post-it notes. Now I get these Post-it notes at the Dollar Tree, and you get 5 of these for $1. Of course, everything at the Dollar Tree is $1. Now I'm going to just use some snail adhesive to stick this notebook to the back, this little Post-it note to the back. Okay, got to make sure it's in the right direction. Now I am going to just make sure I am giving it enough room on both sides. Right about, kind of want to make sure it's straight too. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my little calendar on there too. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this. Okay, so my calendar is going to, when the thing is open, you want to, be able to see the calendar, so I'm going to be putting the calendar on this way. And I'm just going to go ahead and use some more snail adhesive. Now this calendar I printed out, and I was using CorelDRAW to design it. And I am making these little calendars available in my Etsy store. It's a PDF file that you can print out as many as you want, and you can cut them out. I sized them perfectly to cut them out of the largest of our layering square dies. That would be this one here. Okay, and this measures about 2 7/8 inch square, and so the actual calendar here, when you print it out, is 2 3/4 of an inch, and that just gives you enough room to have a small border all the way around. So you can get this PDF free if you place an order with me during the month of September. Anyone who places an order, I will send you this PDF for this size calendar absolutely free. That will be my gift for you for being my customer in the month of September. And I'm just going to go ahead and place this calendar. But like I said, I am making them available in my Etsy store as of September 1st. Okay, so look for me September 1st, and that's just in a couple of days, and I'll have them ready in my Etsy store. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work with this piece of foil, this copper foil sheet, or it's actually cardstock, but it's coated with a copper foil, and I'm going to be placing it here so that we could have that beautiful edge right there. What I need to do is I need to put some tear and tape just along this side right here on the top in the front. Okay, and let me grab my little block here to tear that off. And I also need to put tear and tape in the back, but before I do, I'm going to be applying my little magnet here. You go grab my little magnet. There it is right here. Okay, and I'm going to be using some mini glue dots to adhere that magnet to the top. Make sure that it's there, and I'm going to put it just about maybe less than 1/4 of an inch right in the middle on the top right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply some more tear and tape to either side of that magnet. One on that side and one on this side. Okay, and now let's just go ahead and put our little copper piece on here. I'm going to take this part off first. I'm using my take your pick tool to do that. And I'm going to set this in here like that, making sure that it's covering the magnet and that it is perfectly straight on the top. And I'm going to press that down in the front. And now I'll take these pieces off in the back. Okay, I think I'll take these pieces off in the back. Here we go. You just got to get right under it. And it's really not hard. I just make it look harder than it really is. Okay, now I have this piece on here nicely, and we are going to just go ahead and cut right along the edge right there, and right there. Okay, oops, and it doesn't look like I've got this on straight, but we'll see when we close it if I need to make the adjustments. No, it's straight. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten a little metal bead. I've showed this technique before. I just take my little anvil and I take one of these little metal beads. I'll have a link to the video where I showed you how where I got these little metal beads from. Oops. Now I'm just flattening it out with my little hammer. You can use a big hammer too, and my little anvil. Okay, and that is going to stick right there to that magnet. That didn't take too long. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and put a glue dot right there on my little metal bead cap that I flattened. Glue dot's going to go right there. Make sure that that magnet and that little bead is completely aligned. Okay, and now I'm closing this up, making sure that that's even. And we're going to close this part here, making sure that that's even. And press down. And now this is going to stick, pressing it down a little bit more. And now we've got our our magnet will now attach and keep that thing closed. So let's put our little pencil in there. Okay, and now what we're going to do is put our little designer elements. That's these little designer elements, and I'm going to go ahead and use a copper one because it matches with everything. You can use any color you want, but I want it to stick with copper. Now these have adhesive already on the back of them, so I'm just going to place one right in the center right there. Isn't that nice? Doesn't that look really pretty? You know, I'm just letting this the designer series paper be the focal point for these little post-it note holders. Aren't they nice? They look sleek and slender. I just absolutely love these. And I love the fact that, you know, when you open it up, that there's a calendar too, so that you can look up dates and stuff. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope I've taught you something, and I hope you'll try this, okay? If you need any of the tools and supplies that I used in this video, they're going to be listed in the description of the video down there. Okay, so you can also go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. I'd be happy to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So once again, I am Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye!